Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Vinay and Bharat from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. The today's presentation on principle of programming. The topic is reading data from file. Let's see what is reading data from file. Reading data from a file is an essential skill for any programmer. In this presentation, we'll explore the basic of file input and output in Python. Let's see the one by one. The first one is file input and output overview. In this there are mainly three types. The first one is file input, and the second one is file output, and the third one is file format. Let's see the first one, file input. Reading and manipulating data from a text file is an important programmer task. Will cover the basic of reading files. And the second one is file output. Writing data to a file, another important skill for programmer. We will cover how to write a data into a file in Python. And the last one is file format. Different file formats may need a specific tools and methods to read or modify. We'll go over some of the most common file format. And the third one is opening and closing file. In this also there are three types. The first one is file mode, and the second one is which statement, and the third one is file object methods. Let's see one by one. The first one is file mode. Files can be obtained in read, write and append mode. We'll explore each mode and their uses. And the second one is which statement. In which statement ensures that a file is closed when a block inside it ends, regardless of happens. It's a suffer and clear a way to open and close file. And the third one is file object method. The file object has many useful methods. Examples like reading line, read, write. We'll explore some of the most useful ones. And the next one is reading specific number of characteristics. In this there are two types. The first one is reading fixed number of characteristics, and the second one is reading after certain character. Let's see one by one. The first one is reading fixed number of characteristics. Read method can be used to read a fixed number of characteristics from a file, and the second one is reading after certain characteristics. File can also be read only after a certain character or a data line. We look at how to read file contents in chunks. And the reading whole file content using read. In this there are three steps. The first one is overview, second one is example, and the third one is challenges. The first one is overview. The read method reads to entire file contents into a memory as a string. This approach is useful for small files but not recommended for large ones. And the second one is examples. We'll go through examples of how to use read to read entire file contents and how to work with it. And the third one is challenger. We'll work through some exercise to apply what we have learned so far and troubleshoot any issues. And let's see reading line by line using read line. In this there are also three types. The first one is reading lines. We'll explore how to read files one line at a time using a read line method, and how we can process the data. And what is looping over file. The for loop is a more convenient way to read any process files. We'll go through examples of how to use the method overall advantages. And the third one is combination with other methods. What is combination with other methods? The readline method can be used in combination with other methods such as splitting method to space data more efficiently. And the next one is reading all lines at one using read lines. In this, let's see one by one. The first one is overview. What is overview? The readlines method reads to entire file contents and returns a list of lines. This approach is useful for small medium sized files. And the second one is manipulating returned data. We will see how we can manipulate the data returned by headlines. Example, removing line breaks for or processing the data. And the third one is when to use this method. This readlines method is useful when we need to scan the entire file of specific patterns or keywords. We will go through some examples of how it in practice. And the last one is error handling when reading files. In this there are three steps. The first one is overview, and the second one is common errors, and the third one is expectation handling. The first one is overview. There are many things that can go wrong when reading files. We'll explore how to handle expectation of error when handling files. And the second one is common errors. We will go over some common errors you might encounter when reading files. Example, file not found error, permission error, OS error, and Unicode decoder error, and how to fix them. And the third step is expectation handling. We'll look at how to handle expectation using try expect blocks and the final causes. Thank you.